when I was doing YouTube for the first time, I mean, I was in high school and I did a video about the founding fathers and I got over 100,000 views. And I was doing it with a piece of garbage Toshiba microphone that was built in the Toshiba laptop. I've done a lot of videos using the built-in laptop microphone that went viral. I did a video of me calling up 13 gay bakeries asking me to make me a cake that said gay marriage is wrong, and they all denied me service. I used a built-in mic. I didn't use OBS. I didn't use any sort of screen recorder. I didn't use a fancy schmancy camera. I didn't use a Healy or any sort of exterior or external microphone. I used the built-in microphone that came with the Apple laptop. That was it. Did my voice sound amazingly clear? No, but I was very understandable. I was definitely audible. And that video went viral. And I did a number of videos that went viral. I did a number of videos that got hundreds of thousands of views. Hell, I interviewed some former Yugoslav intelligence officer back in 2014, literally using a camcorder and just filming the screens. I didn't know anything about screen recording at that time. I didn't know about screen saving at that time. And he was talking to me about his experiences in the Balkans, the horrible experiences that he went through, the horrible things that he saw and the horrible things that he heard about. He's talking at me from my laptop. His voice is coming out of my laptop, built-in speaker system. And I'm filming him with the camcorder, so the camcorder is picking up his face, picking up the voice that's coming out of the laptop. Did it sound clear? No. I had to put subtitles. But you know what? It got hundreds of thousands of views. I've seen videos of people in their rooms. The room looks like shit. Everything's dusty, disorganized. There's like shitty wallpaper in the background, dimmed lights, terrible lighting, and it's being recorded with some cheap camera and a cheap voice recorder that's in the camera or in the computer that's being used, and it has 90,000 views, 100,000 views, and it's like, is all this stuff, is the setup really, really necessary? The answer is, to a great extent, no, right? To a great extent, no, it's not. I think that if you have passion and if you have enthusiasm, just do it. Just do it. And I've seen people say things like, "Oh, well, I'll start a YouTube channel, but I first need to get a camera," or I'll do an interview with you, but I first need to get a camera and I first need to get a good mic. And when those people actually do what they said they wanted to do you know when those people actually carry through with what they said they wanted to do? The answer is never. They never do it. They never do it, because the reason why they say, "I'm not going to do it until," is because they really don't want to do it. That's why they say that. That's why excuses don't ever work. I'm not procrastinating. I'm only waiting for this thing to happen so then I can carry through with the plan. Well, the reason why you're saying, "I'm not going to do it until," is because you don't want to do it. Simple as that. You don't want to do YouTube. You don't want to record yourself talking. And recording yourself talking in front of a screen, I'll be honest with you, yeah, it takes a little bit of courage. It doesn't take a lot of courage, but it takes a little bit of courage, right? It takes a little bit of moxie. It takes a little bit of nerve. It takes a little bit of these things. Because there's something very unnatural about standing in front of a camera or sitting in front of a camera talking. Now, I've met people who had amazing personalities, great communicators, great at talking, funny, everything, super articulate. I've met very articulate people. And every time I have met these people, I would tell them the same thing. I would say, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to just get your ass in front of the camera and just talk. And do you know how many of them actually do it? None. There are people out there with, I'm telling you guys, I have met people super good at communicating. Bomb, bomb, bomb. They can talk really well. They're fluid. They are articulate. They're smooth. They have passion. They have enthusiasm, right? When they're talking to their friends, when they're talking within their own social circles. But once you suggest to them the idea of talking in front of a camera, they sort of curl up. They recluse themselves from this idea. And you have people who are really good at talking in real life, but you put them in front of a camera and they're stumbling over their words. They're stuttering. They go blank. They have that deer in the headlights look. And it's not because they suck at talking in front of a camera. Everybody sucks at talking in front of a camera at one point, right? Like when you first begin, you suck at talking in front of a camera because you've never done it before. But after doing it so many times, you start building a habit and you become conditioned to it, and it becomes easier as the years go by. Repetition. So, it's like anything else. You have to continue doing it to get better at it. Some people are better at it than others. Some people pick up really early on how to talk in front of a camera. Some people pick up really early on how to express emotions in front of a camera, all these things. But there are so many people out there who, if they could start a YouTube channel, they would hit it big. I know because I've met them. I've met people who I know if they just started a YouTube channel, they would probably get way more subscribers than I have right now in a month. Right now I have 2,800 something subs, which is nice. I'm not complaining. But you have people out there who, if they just got in front of a camera and talked and started a YouTube channel, they would bypass me in a month, couple months. But they don't. They don't because they're nervous. That's it. That's just the bottom line. They're nervous. They are. They're afraid. They have stage fright, and that's really what it is. It's just stage fright. That's all it is. It's so much easier to talk in front of people than it is to talk in front of a camera. When you talk in front of a camera, and it's just you and the camera, it's like you're talking to yourself, right? And that's actually what you need to do when you're talking in front of a camera, recording your voice, recording yourself talking. You need to just talk to yourself. Don't talk to the audience. Don't talk to an imaginary audience. If that works for you, then, whatever. But this is how I do it. You just have to talk to yourself. Do you think it's the topics that you talk about? Yeah, definitely. The subject matter that you get into, the subject matter that you talk about on a video is definitely going to play a role in getting people to click on your video. For example, and I was thinking about this yesterday. Let's pick a story that everyone was talking about, right? Let's talk about cocaine found in the White House. Everybody was talking about that. Who did it, right? Who was sniffing coke? Was it Hunter? Was it Biden? Was it whoever? Was it both? Were the son and the father both sniffing cocaine in the White House? Ultimately, the story is meaningless. It's not important. It really isn't important who was sniffing cocaine in the White House, who was taking crack in the White House. Right? It means nothing. People are talking about it, right? As if it's important. Oh, who did it? They shut down the investigation. Oh my God, this is terrible. But the reality is that a month after the headline is published, no one's going to give a shit. And after a year, people are going to forget, or are already going to have forgotten about. People are going to not even think about it. In a year, the story would be forgotten about. But yet again, people talk about these stories because it's gossip. It's political gossip. That's what it is. So if I got in front of a camera and I said, let's talk about the cocaine in the White House, and the title was something to the likes of that, right? The title was, let's talk about cocaine in the White House, or let's talk about that cocaine, dot, dot, dot. You could garner up a lot of clicks. But I think that would depend on the angle that you take and the perspective that you have. So if I say, let's talk about the cocaine in the White House, what would happen, and the title was that, what would happen is I would get a rush of views in the first couple of minutes. Boom, you'll get, 50 views in 1 minute or something like that. 20 views in 1 minute. This is in the perspective of a small content creator. But if the video consists of me just reading some news articles, then the rate of clicks, the rate of viewership is going to decline very fast, because people are going to realize that it's just you reading the news and you're not going to be providing anything new. But if I do a video and I say, let's talk about the cocaine in the White House, and it's a completely new and original perspective on it, and I found some obscure articles that have some very interesting information that is not being talked about in the mainstream, then you can definitely get yourself a lot of views, because it's an original take, or it's a perspective, or it's an angle, or it's information, the conveying of information that is obscure and that is relatively unknown. Content matters, your personality matters, your perspective matters. All these things matter. They all matter. All these things matter. They're all going to play a role, on getting people to watch you.